higher humidity, but we also have a rain chance. That is the different trend. Today and tomorrow, it's not much, not a washout, but an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm will be possible. Lunchtime temperatures are heading into the mid to upper 80s. This afternoon, we're still closing in on 90 degrees, so I still think it's going to be warm for everyone. But then there's that 20, max 30% chance, especially as we head into about 6 o'clock this evening. The later in the day, the better the chance for a few showers. Take a look. Stopping our future track around 4 o'clock. Here's that 20, max 30% chance of an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. Jim, this really heads into Saturday as well. I'll go over that timeline coming up in just a little bit.
Happy Friday, Cheetah.
Yeah. Weekend, any rain in sight?
Rain today and tomorrow, about a 20 to a 30% chance, so it's not a washout. Maybe if your plans are to head to Greek Fest, you just have some outdoor activities, maybe the good old practices or games later today, not a washout. I just don't want you to be surprised if maybe catch that stray shower, so maybe keep the umbrella back of the car. You know the drill. In Houston, 80% chance even for your Sunday. Now, stopping our future trek around 4:30 this afternoon, here's the chance for that isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. Not much. Again, we're talking about a 20, max 30% chance today, and then as we head into your Saturday forecast as well. I think tomorrow most of the rain will be concentrated a little bit closer to the coast. I think area-wide, probably less than a 20% chance. Again, for the immediate coastal areas, maybe that 20 to a 30% chance. Then trying to clear out for Sunday, a spotty shower will just be possible. And then that's basically about it. Now, Paul, the actual count increased by about 100. So compared to yesterday, we're still at extreme levels, but even tacking on a little bit more high levels with your mold, grass, tree pollen, now both moderate. So pretty much everything is popping up pretty brutal on the map. It is really acting like fall pollen here. 40% chance for this tropical wave to develop through the weekend over the next. Monitoring Tropical Storm Leslie, Hurricane Kirk, now at a Category 4, so major Hurricane Kirk in the open Atlantic. This wave is going to bring the rain chance along the Gulf Coast. I will put the Kirk and Leslie Atlantic. Kirk at a major status stays like that through the weekend, but again remains in the open Atlantic. Heat is building out west, and it is becoming serious, well into the triple digits across portions of California, the desert Southwest, into the Midwest as well. Big area of high pressure, especially for this time of the year. It's really, really rare. They're seeing unseasonably high temperatures, record-breaking heat. Here locally, we split the difference. So looking at our extent is expected to arrive on Monday, 95 Monday, but then Jen, we'll go from 95 to your Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice 80. Next week looks nice.
When it finally gets here, everybody's going to be like, it's here. Yeah.
When you go on a ship that regal, it's France.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, could you imagine being gone for 3.5 years?
No.
Well, I could. If you have the money, do it. Don't answer that, Cheetah. Just go to weather.
All right, think about it. The nicer it sounds. No, I'm just joking. Oh, man, we would miss you, all right? We would miss all of you out there as well. Good morning. I don't know, would you miss this weather? We're ready for fall, aren't we? Just give it a couple more weeks. Temperature-wise, yesterday we hit a high of 93. Believe it or not, we actually inched down by a couple degrees. We started the week off more in the mid to upper 90s. 95 is our record today, set in 2002. I think we're going to be well below the record. Today we actually have a rain chance. I'm going to put our future trek into motion, and it's not a lot. In fact, most of you today I think will stay dry. It's only about a 20, max 30% chance of that isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. That will take you through your Friday evening. Again, overall, mostly dry today. I would take that umbrella on the chance that late this afternoon into your early evening hours, that's just when you get that passing shower or even an isolated downpour. I think less than 1/4 of an inch of rain expected today and tomorrow. So I think this is more nuisance activity. There's no severe weather component here, but there is just that nuisance shower activity. Getting into your Saturday about the same. Sunday as well, we'll keep a 20% chance. And the reason, look at all this deep tropical moisture. Yeah, showers are expected to return along the entire Gulf Coast. That's through Florida, portions right along the Panhandle, Mississippi, Alabama, even Louisiana, and then again here locally. So moisture is on the rise, Jen. However, as we get into next week, we actually trend very dry as we head into the mid part of October.
All right. We just want
Today we keep it mostly dry. Still going to be warm for your Friday. Notice temperatures building into the mid 80s by noon, upper 80s this afternoon. We have a rain chance. We'll go over that timeline coming up at 5.
Morning, Houston. Happy Friday. Friday to all of you. We made it to the weekend. Steph Simmons here with Reka Mudaraj, Chita Craft, and Jennifer Reyna.
All right, Cheetah, we're going to start with you. I'm croaking a little, not just because it's 5 a.m., but also because of my allergies.
I know, it's like all of the reasons. Pollen is bad right now. You know, I was given this tip a long time ago. Hydrate. Stay hydrated. You know, it's tough this time of the year because we're transitioning from the heat and the humidity, and then we'll get these mini cold fronts, and then we go back to the heat. But yeah, pollen thing popping up on the map. Today we do introduce a 20% chance for a few showers. I think more like a 30% as we head into about 6, 7 o'clock. But if the kiddos, let's say, have any games, practices outside later this evening, maybe you have some big plans, maybe you're participating in Greek Fest this weekend, an isolated shower is possible. Take a look on your daily almanac here. We're still tracking temperatures above average. We should be about 87. Yesterday we hit a high of 93. By records, I do think we will see a little bit of a rain chance. Jen, I'm less than a quarter inch of rain, so pretty light.
Yeah.
20% chance, 30 tomorrow. Notice temperatures. We're still tracking temperatures near 90 today to 90, and Sunday about the same. So this weekend, not a washout by any means. If you do have outside plans, Greek Fest, I know, there's a lot of games going on late this afternoon and evening. It's not a washout, but I do want you to be prepared. Have that umbrella on standby because an isolated shower to just an isolated quick downpour will be possible. Saturday really looks like it's going to be concentrated a little bit closer to the coast, especially for the first portion of the day. I think by Saturday afternoon, any chance for those showers is pretty much out of here. Less than a 20% chance on Sunday. So all in all, we're tracking. We will talk more about the long range forecast because, guys, we have a cold front around the corner. We'll go over that timing coming up in a little bit.
It's exciting when you get it. You're like, ooh, where are you going to go?
Yeah, you're one of the lucky ones. Speaking of which, Cheetah, if you're heading out to the Atlantic, you got to watch out for some issues in the tropics.
Oh, yeah, hurricane season, so you do have to keep that in mind. We do have major hurricane Kirk category 4 and now tropical storm Leslie just off the coast of Africa. Putting those both into motion here. Kirk remains a major hurricane through Monday. Both stay in the open Atlantic. So again, really not much to land. But however, we are still again in hurricane season. So even along the Gulf Coast, we have to keep our guard up. Take a look at the wave nearing the Gulf of Mexico. A 40% chance of development over the next 7 days. A 0% chance over the next 2 days. What this means for everyone along the Gulf Coast, higher rain chances as we head into the upcoming weekend starting today. So today about a 20% chance of an isolated shower. Getting into tomorrow about a 30% chance. It's all this deep tropical moisture from Florida across portions of Mississippi, Alabama into Louisiana. So the entire Gulf Coast going to see a higher rain chance just thanks to this deep tropical moisture that's on the move. Relatively low chance to see a tropical depression or a tropical storm out of it. But again, we will be watching that very carefully right through the weekend. Big area of high pressure was in place. That's why we were so hot. Well, that high is going to start to back off, and we are going to see today through Sunday anywhere from about a 20 to a 30% chance for that isolated shower. Nuisance activity expected. I would keep the umbrella handy, but there's not anything overly impressive, and we're not tracking severe weather. 5 o'clock this afternoon. Again, notice that isolated rain chance. So I would throw the umbrella, back seat of the car, keep it handy. That's about all you're going to need today through Sunday. Even for Sunday, it looks to really stay mostly concentrated a little bit closer to the coast. Clouds are in place, so high humidity, but otherwise I think your Saturday, less than a 20% chance of that isolated shower. So keep that in mind. Most of the coastal areas will see it first. To see, as promised, I said we will go over the timing of our next cold front. Monday, we should still hit a high of 95. Transitioning with that cold front arriving early Tuesday, and that will help temperatures drop. But really, it's the humidity. And Jen, whenever we see a lower humidity in place, it's the low temperatures that really benefit from the clear skies overnight. So, chances for the weekend, check this out on our radar. Radar is detecting some moisture out there. Now, some of this could be making it to the ground. That's along 288. Some of this could just be building some clouds, so some virga this morning. But we're monitoring rain chances. We'll talk more about this coming up at 5:30.
Hey there, we made it to Friday, and good morning. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. I'm Reka Mudaraj here with Steph Simmons, Chita Craft, and Jennifer Reyna.
Cheetah, are we lunching inside or outside today?
Oh, well, there's the heat and humidity and a rain chance,
Well,
but
sounds like an inside day.
I'm like, knowing you, you're running outside. It's not even a lunch The rain chance is really slim. A lot of this is going to stay offshore. So looking at the radar this morning, what you see now is pretty much what you're going to see throughout the day. A lot of offshore moisture with a slight chance that isolated shower works inland. I'm going to zoom in right across portions of 288. You know, I can't tell if this is actually reaching the ground. Some of this is what we call virga. It's where the radar detects additional moisture, but it's enough to thicken the clouds, but it actually evaporates before it reaches the ground. So we will see, but once we build enough moisture across the area, that's when some of those showers kick in. So today and then we'll keep a very isolated chance Sunday. Sunday trends to be drier. I think Saturday, any rain will actually fall close to the coast. So this weekend is not a washout by any means. Now, talking about what you're doing outside, if you're planning to do anything, you're still going to be dealing with temperatures nearing 90. Humidity is still in place. And check out the ragweed. Ragweed is brutal right now. If you typically, this is the irritant for you, make sure you're on top of those allergy meds. Spiked yesterday again. So ragweed is at extreme up and up on the maps.
That's unfortunate.
Problems.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
it continues. So we're waiting for.
Yes, you know, rain chances are creeping in, but I'm related. Think isolated showers to maybe an isolated thunderstorm a little closer to the coast on Saturday, but that's really about it, okay? And all that moisture is moving in out of the Gulf. So check the tropics for you. I'm going to focus, though, on this tropical wave in the southern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. It is disorganized, it's elongated, and that is going to provide a rain chance all along the Gulf Coast. So the Texas coastline through Louisiana into Florida, everyone has the chance to see some showers this weekend. Again, notice showers and thunderstorms in the Gulf, and that's what's going to move across the area. So starting today, about a 20% chance of an isolated shower that does pick up to more like a 30% chance either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Take a look on our radar this morning, maybe a little passing shower over 288, but a big bulk of the moisture. So most of this is still well offshore, and that's going to stay mostly offshore. So the picture that you're seeing right now is kind of what we'll be looking at throughout the day. Notice how isolated this is just south of Fresno, moving a little bit closer into Sienna Parkway toward Thompson's, moving maybe just north of Manville. Some of this is just kind of thickening up the clouds, so adding additional moisture across the area, but maybe a spotty shower we're squeezing out. Taylor Lake Village, okay, maybe a little spotty shower for you. So grab the umbrella here for your Friday, throw it in the back of the car. Not a weekend washout by any means. I just don't want you to be surprised if you catch a few drops out there. Jen, I'll send it over to you.
All right. Walk the dogs if you have time. They need volunteers all the time. All right, Cheetah, so as far as today in the high temp, are we looking at above average temperatures, or is this pretty normal?
Oh, no, above average, 90 degrees. Oh, yeah, we're above average. We should be 87 for this time of the year. Yesterday, we had a high of 93. We started the work week off, though, with record-breaking temperatures. Our daily record highs have almost been challenged each day this week. Now, temperatures today, I think we'll be right around 90, 91. So we're going in a slightly cooler direction. That's because the humidity is higher and we welcome a little bit of a rain chance. 95 is our record today. So again, as we head into the upcoming weekend, we're still above average, but because we have a little bit of a rain chance, I think that will help your temperatures Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday is when we get our cold front, and that's when temperatures, not only with our afternoon highs, but our overnight lows will finally return to the 60s, high temperatures to the 80s. Monday, though, is still on tap to be in the mid-90s, so we don't get that much of a break just yet. Rain chances. Notice this deep drop is going to increase the rain chances along the Gulf Coast. Here locally, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Take a look at these rain chances as well. So starting today through Saturday and Sunday, we have a stationary boundary helping to work in maybe that isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. I'm not expecting much. Just keep in mind, you want to keep the umbrella handy because with all this additional moisture, you can kind of get a spotty shower at any point of the day. Check the tropics for you. Hurricane Kurt category 4, tropical storm Leslie going to remain in the open Atlantic. So the tropical wave we've been monitoring now for about the past 7 days or so still has only a 40% chance of development. This is disorganized. It's a broad area of showers and thunderstorms, but this is the tropical moisture that's trying to push some of that rain across the Gulf Coast. And that's what's lining up on our radar this morning. Notice offshore showers and thunderstorms. Take a look, maybe a little spotty shower that crossed over 288. Really, really light, but this is the type of activity I'm expecting. isolated and spotty throughout the day today into your Saturday forecast as well. So this evening, if you have any plans, maybe some games for the kiddos, maybe you have dinner plans, an isolated shower is possible right through your dinner evening plans. And then overnight tonight, most of this will be concentrated, I think, towards the coast tomorrow. So I would say a 20% chance for your Saturday. If you're planning to head out to the Greek Festival, don't worry about the rain. If you catch that spotty shower, okay, but that should be about it. Next week is when we trend a nice low relative humidity, sunny skies, and temperatures finally dropping to where they should be. Now, Jen, I see a lot of brake lights. What's going on out there?
Yeah,
There's always Friday.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody. I'm Steph Simmons here with Reka Mudaraj, Chita Craft, and Jennifer Reyna.
All right, Cheetah, are we kicking off the weekend with some rain?
In fact, some of this is what we call virga. It's enough where the radar detects it, but it's actually evaporating before it reaches the ground. So throughout the day today, I have it by 10. Heat builds, lunchtime temperatures go to the mid-D. Maybe we come close, especially to those of you who do not see any rain. Let's talk pollen. Okay, the ragweed really spiked yesterday, so all my allergy sufferers, it is brutal right now. Heavy with the mold spores, Jen, even the grass and the tree though, up. So pollen is acting like fall. It's just not our temperatures,
right. Could they just match?
There's also Greek Fest. You're right. There's a lot going on this weekend. Clouds. I am expecting partly to mostly cloudy skies and a lot of offshore moisture. Only about a 20, max 30% chance that offshore moisture starts to make it onshore. So I would still keep the umbrella handy if you're planning to head out to maybe Zubu, the Greek Fest, or maybe the kiddos have some games. On an open field, I'm not expecting severe weather. I don't think thunderstorms are going to be your problem, but just this little spotty shower, nuisance activity today through Sunday. Thompson's, you may be catching a little shower, but otherwise everything is pretty much fizzled out, evaporated that I was tracking about an hour ago. That's kind of what I'm expecting throughout the day. Most of that moisture will stay in the Gulf. I think we're just going to see the chance for that isolated shower here or there. And guys, that takes us right into Sunday. I'll send it over to you. 17, let's talk pollen. The ragweed really spiked yesterday. So the number count higher than what we have seen over the past couple weeks. And I've been telling you that the ragweed is high for now about the past 2 weeks. So extreme levels with that. Now heavy though still with your mold spores. Check out your grass and your tree. That also spiked yesterday. So pollen problems. We have rain chances in the forecast starting today through the weekend. More on that in just a little bit.
Yeah, the behind first.
Yeah. You got to put it in reverse, back up.
Okay, that's a moose booty.
All right. Cheetah, set us up for the week.
All right, throughout the day today, you're going to see about a 20, max 30% chance of an isolated shower here or there. Nothing severe. We're not talking about, strong thunderstorms. An isolated thunderstorm is possible, but most of this moisture is going to stay just offshore. So that's really a tricky forecast right along the Gulf Coast. Here locally, 20% has already fizzled on out of here, and this is what I'm expecting throughout the day. I think areas south of I-10 will see that 20, maybe 30% chance of an isolated shower. Notice on our future track, stopping this around 6 o'clock this evening. Again, concentrated I-10, potentially south of as well. Most of this all moving out of the Gulf, thanks to a stationary boundary helping to kick up some of these showers. Notice this evening into early tomorrow, an isolated shower will still be possible to an isolated thunderstorm. And then that's basically it. Heading into your Saturday and Sunday, not much. Maybe right along the immediate coastal areas, a 20% chance. So again, unsettled, but I would say overall the rain chances are slim and the accumulations really light. Think about a 1/4 of an inch of rain or lower. But all the Gulf Coast states this weekend will be talking about a rain chance, and that's thanks to this deep tropical moisture in the Gulf. That's that 40% chance of the potential of development. So a tropical depression, a tropical storm. This has stayed really steady over about the past 5 days. There's still a 0% chance over the next 2 days. So it's disorganized, it's elongated, and that's what's providing that Gulf Coast rain chance. Check out in the Atlantic though. We have Hurricane Kirk, Tropical Storm Leslie. Hurricane Kirk is a Category 4 hurricane and expect to actually stay a major hurricane potentially through Monday. Remains in the open Atlantic. Same with Tropical Storm Leslie, expected to become Hurricane Leslie, potentially even maybe late this afternoon. Now temperature-wise, temperature should be about 87. We've been dealing with mid-90s every single day. Now our record today is 95. We finally stay below. Still nice, steady weekend. Notice low temperatures in the 70s. We reach a high temperature of 95, and then that's it. Finally, we get a drop in the relative humidity. Overnight lows do return to the 60s, and Jen, finally at least 80s. I mean, not a huge drop in our temperatures, but anything will be better.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, good morning. Thanks for waking up with us, dancing with us. I'm Rika Mutteraj here with Steph Simmons, Jennifer Reyna, and Chita Craft.
I know all the words, but that was Run DNC. Weather is tricky all the time here in Houston, Cheetah.
That spotty shower areas near Sienna and Thompson's this morning, you have maybe even already picked up a little spotty shower. Otherwise, we are dry, a lot of off moisture, and that will be the case throughout much of the weekend. You know, most of that rain wants to stay offshore, but just a little spotty shower could actually trickle on in. Live look over the Gulf Freeway this morning. Visibility is not a problem for your Friday. Looking good out there. Temperature-wise, we're still planning to head to, but watch that daily rain chance. Not a weekend washout, but Jen, that isolated kind of shower will be possible each and every day.
you know, it happens. Thanks a lot, Cheetah.
This weekend, a lot of things happening, but we're going to have to compete with some rain.
We are this weekend, and then notice we have a cold front arriving Monday into Tuesday. I think early Tuesday is when we'll finally start to notice temperatures dropping, humidity dropping. But yeah, through the weekend, you're going to deal with the heat, humidity, and a rain chance. So let's focus in on these rain chances. Notice most of this moisture is offshore. Does have some lightning attached to it as well. I zoom in a little bit closer. Pretty much everyone waking up dry under partly cloudy skies, with the exception of maybe a little spotty shower that crossed over 288, long gone, if it was even there. Some of this is just in the form of clouds. So you'll probably notice partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout today, throughout your upcoming weekend. And that's also associated with that 20% chance of a shower, give or take here and there. Live look outside on the island. Nice shot. Okay, visibility is not a problem. Jen, partly cloudy skies in Katy this morning, and it looks like cars are moving and grooving. On over to you.
All right, Cheetah.
Chita, a lot of us in the newsroom sniffling, sneezing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pollen
It
count.
is now, yeah, it's like confetti out there. There's a little bit of everything in every category. This number just continues to climb, and it did yesterday as well. So your latest numbers are galore. Typically, I would say rain chances will potentially help that this weekend, but they're so limited. Let me show you why. Most of this moisture, you see all the showers and thunderstorms, they're going to stay fairly offshore. This is associated with a stationary front, and it's not really going to work a whole lot inland. It's going to stay fairly offshore. So again, an isolated shower. Notice how along the coast, I think tomorrow, chances will be a little bit higher. We had a little spotty shower over 288. It is long gone. So I'll put our future track into motion. I would give about a 20% chance at any point throughout the day today of that spotty shower. Getting to about 6:30 this evening, there's the chance for an isolated shower to an isolated thunderstorm. Not much, think less than 1/4 inch of rain. So that's nuisance activity through this evening. Overnight into early tomorrow, you'll have about a 20% chance. And there's not much more than that. I think partly to mostly cloudy skies. So a lot of you, if you're watching right now participating maybe at Greek Fest, if the kiddos have, early games or practices over the upcoming weekend, again, a spotty shower is possible, but I don't think it'll be much more than that. Deep tropical moisture in the Gulf going to impact all of the Gulf Coast states. So this is including Texas all the way into Florida. This setup has stayed very steady. And the reason we have all that moisture is this elongated area of low pressure. So we've been monitoring the chance of potential tropical development in the Gulf. Still a 40% chance over the next 7 days. 0 over the next 2 days. So again, we are staying really disorganized with most of those showers and thunderstorms. Hurricane Kirk, Category 4, Tropical Storm Leslie, expected to become a hurricane potentially this afternoon. Again, this is the area that I was watching very carefully all week, and it looks like it stays fairly disorganized. I'll put both of these into motion, just give you an idea. They remain in the open Atlantic. So no threat to the U.S., but major Hurricane Kirk stays a major hurricane through maybe Monday. Beautiful shots this morning as clouds build in. So closer to the coast, remember that offshore rain that we were looking at the radar verifies with the cumulus clouds that are in place in Galveston. Not so much in the Galleria. The further inland you work, less cloud cover. So that means moisture is going to have to build first with the clouds, and then again, finally, cold front arrives on Tuesday.
We'll be waiting for it.